Hello everyone, present here virtually. I am Preeti here and I welcome you all for today's session, which is titled as Role of Intellectual Property Right for Successful Startup. And presenting this session, we have with us our today expert, Dr. Srijit Vignesh BP sir. Dr. Srijit Vignesh BP sir has completed his PhD in Computer Science from Bharatiya University. He has completed MSc Software Engineering, MCA, MBA in HR and System, FPhil in Computer Science, and completed postgraduate diploma in Labor Law and Administrative Law. He has Cisco Certified Network Associate and also grabbed Oracle certification from Oracle Gym. He is a member of various renowned professional bodies like ISTE, ISCSIT, ISRD, IAAPC, IAEETC. He is a NASSCM certified life skill trainer and Fragrant Academy certified soft skill trainer. He is a Microsoft certified innovative educator and Google certified digital marketer. In addition to this, he possesses 70 different certifications in various descriptive technologies in online Udemy portal and has attended various 21 quality improvement faculty development program. He acted as a nodal officer for various government schemes like NIELIT, PMKVY, AISHE in MHRD, Government of India. He is a central government Niti Aayog recognized monitor of change in Atal Innovation Mission. Without wasting much time, I am welcome to Dr. Srijit Vignesh BP sir. You may start now, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, host Sriti, for nice introduction. I would like to join hands with Preeti to welcome all the participants who joined virtually in the International Forum of Research Circle. I could see that I could understand that the Research Circle is doing wonders by organizing such webinars on various informative topics. And today I am here to share a few information related to the role of intellectual property rights, which is acting as a backbone for successful startup. So I'll be taking you through what is an IPR and what is the need for IPR, how the IPR actually plays a very vital role in enabling the successful startups. So this is the structure of my presentation. I will be taking you through introduction to IPR, what is intellectual property, IP, what is IPR, need for IPR, type of IPR, international organization for IPR, and organization structure of IP offices in India. So these are the topics that I am going to cover for today. So introduction to IPR. The word property is closely associated with society. So whenever we are living in a great forum of society wherein everybody will be looking for what kind of property that each and every person actually holds. So the esteem of each and every person rely upon the property, whatever that he or she actually holds. And normally the assets like home or any other assets like home appliances will be taken as a property that is being recognized by the state. But in addition to that, we have a lot of other things that can be taken as a property in terms of business, and that is what is being recognized through some centralized forum, and that is being treated as an IPO. So property gives a unique identity to individual as well as to any organizations. So you might be an innovator, you might create something, you might develop a product, and the product might be a unique product in the entire world, which might achieve some good sort of results, and it will also help you to carry out large number of monetary benefits in a long run. So all these things will be taken into consideration whenever you are speaking about IPO. And economic theory says that the value of the property depends on the gap between the demand and supply. So every business is said to be success whenever the supply meets the demand on time. So the major factor that is to be taken into consideration is the service level agreement that is being happening to fulfill the demand by the supplier. So once it is being the supplier fulfill the demand within the stipulated time frame, then that is being treated as the economic theory for the property, whatever that's being developed. So, as of let me take you through what is intellectual property. A property which is being ideated and developed based on human intellect towards finding a solution to the existing problem is called as an intellectual property. So, we humans are highly educated, we are knowledgeable, and we are able to find solutions to various problems that are prevailing in the society. Once we are able to do n number of works and we are able to find a proper solution for any kind of problems, then that is being treated as the ideation or the innovation, whatever that we develop to solve some particular problems. So that is being termed in the name of property here, and that is being termed as intellectual property. The properties can be of various forms, like even when you are writing, when you are authoring a book, or you are doing some artistic works, or you are doing some kind of inventions. All these falls under intellectual property, and these are the factors that we have to keep in mind whenever we are developing certain things. So intellectual property is broadly classified as the design, whatever that we make to develop a prototype or to model certain things, and we can register our developed product or design as a patent. We can actually uh, do some IPR rights for inventions, whatever that we made. We can give IP for authorship. We can make IP for law. We can make IP for copyright. We can make IP for protection. We can make IP for branding. So all these IP actually facilitate us to be unique from the other competitors, because as it is a competitive world, the business people are more eager in earning money as well as in making money. So some people will be making money by copying the things that is being developed by some other persons. They will be just doing some kind of plagiarism activities, or they will be copying the entire model, and they will be renaming in their name, and it will be published in their name, and they will be able to earn money out of it. So that is being protected with the help of intellectual property means. So IPR, it helps an individual or organization to protect ideas and informations that are of commercial values. So whenever you register certain things, that will help you to protect your ideas and information. Normally, when we work on data, the data are to be converted into a meaningful information, and these informations will have to be protected with some set of ideas, and those ideas will facilitate you to earn some commercial value, which is in the form of monetary benefits. So that is being protected with the help of this idea. In legal sense, it facilitates the inventor to own, sell, lease, or license a property. Okay, so you can once you have some specific IPR, you can own a particular product or the invention, whatever that you have developed. You can sell, you can lease the product, or you can even license the property that you actually looking for. So need for IPR. So what is the need for IPR? The IPR actually prevents the infringement by competitors. This is one of the most important point that we have to keep in mind. So whenever you develop, or whenever we develop some set of product in our business, we have to definitely have an IPR for the particular product design, or a particular product as a whole, which will actually prevent the competitors to infringe the particular information and copy the same thing, and produce a duplicate product in the market. So actually, this actually helps them to do it. The IPR actually prevents the competitors to use the same product. If they are using it, they are legally bounded, and they will be having some kind of problems. It gives complete rights to the inventor legally. So it minimizes the needless investment in R&D. So needless investment in the sense, whenever we are looking for research and development, we will have n number of trial and error methods to be carried out to make a product to be success. So the investment cost will be little higher whenever you are considering all these factors. So by the time, if you are having a protected IPR, you will get the maximum benefit out of it once the product is completely successful in the market. So that is to be taken care whenever we are starting a business. And it improves the innovation index of a country. So whenever you are taking a country as a whole, if your innovations are high from your own particular nation, it will have a high innovation index that will actually gives a great fame across the world, and the entire world will be looking for you if you have created a number of wonders with the help of innovation. innovations that you do it. Actually, the innovations are not a part that is being made immediately with some kind of play. It is something which is being worked upon with several factors. Normally, when somebody is telling you some kind of problem, you have to really understand the problem first, and you should know what are the various factors that is being treated as a problem in that particular society or in that particular product. Then you have to define the problem. Once you define the problem, you have to make some discussions with the forum. So that I will actually take you through design thinking phase as well in this as a part of this webinar. So you will be able to understand how this actually design thinking actually helps you to develop a product as an inventor. And once you develop all these factors, you are crossing on many factors whenever you develop as an inventor. So once you do it, you should focus on these kind of IPR practices, which will actually help you to ensure that the data are being secured, or the product to design whatever that you have developed is secured, or the product whatever that is being given as an output is being secured by the other from the other competitors. So that thing we have to keep in mind. And it helps the inventor to provide licensing agreement to others. Once you own a product, you can actually lend it to some other person for a particular period of time for some monetary benefit. You might be having the authority, or you can authorize some persons as a power of attorney to do certain activities on that particular product or the particular process, whatever that you have developed. So those things have to be taken into consideration. It gives monetary benefits to the inventor. So these things that are to be carried only with the help of an IPR. So whenever we develop a product, there is a need for IPR at all times. We have to keep that in mind. So global innovation index. So global innovation index. This is being sourced from the World Intellectual Property Organization. See, even in this image, I am just giving a courtesy note that the source is from World Intellectual Property. We cannot fetch any information that is being posted by others as of that, and we cannot say that that is being made by us. This particular slide I have taken it from World Intellectual Property Organization sources, and you could see that the Switzerland stops with 66 scores out of 100, and it ranks globally number one in terms of global innovation index, which means that the Switzerland is producing more number of innovations across the world compared to other nations. Next stands the Singapore, and next stands the Korea, Hong Kong, China, Japan. And when it comes to India, we are at the almost at 11th position with the 35.59 out of 100 score. So we stands 48th position, right? So 48th position, the India stands in terms of global innovation index. So we have to keep these things in mind. So whenever we innovate some product, we have to see whether any other persons across the world is currently working on the same kind of problem, and whether they have come out with some kind of solution what we have actually ideated. If our ideation and the persons who are already working on such kind of problem has also come up with same kind of solutions, then definitely the person who registers the IPR first will earn the name and fame for that particular product that he or she has developed. So types of intellectual property. So the intellectual property can be classified into different types. The most commonly one, which is getting more familiar in recent days, is patent. And next to that, we already actually I'll be also discussing you about each and every type of these kind of intellectual properties. What are the various kinds of intellectual property rights are currently available? I am just taking you through the different types. What is available here? Patent, trademark, copyright-related rights, industrial designs, plant variety, trade secrets, layout of designs of integrated circuits, geographical indications. So these are all some of the intellectual property rights types that are currently available across the world, which will facilitate us to do various kinds of activities as and when we go for some development of the product. So once we develop certain products, we have to register an IPR, and we should identify under which classification our particular product or the process, whatever that we do, as actually involved in. And once we find that, we will be able to register it, and we should be able to ensure that our product or process, whatever that is being developed, is patented or it is being registered under a registered forum, and that forum will give us a particular licensing period. For the period, the other persons cannot claim the same set of solutions, whatever that we have developed as theirs. So that is being ensured by this kind of IPR. yours. Okay, patent. So patent is a type of IPR and it is in a documentary form which is either issued for product or process. So you can come up with any number of ideations. So each and every ideations will have some set of claims. So whenever you claim that this particular information is being not taught by any other persons across the world, and we are the only person who involved in developing certain things, then you can go for such kind of things as a patent registration, and you can register it as a patent. And it is not mandatory that all innovations need to be patented. It is not mandatory at all that all innovations need to be patented. But still, that once you patent certain thing, definitely that patent will help you to earn more money out of it. You will be able to know what are the various kinds of services, what are the various kinds of ideas are being thrown for each and every process that you come across. And once you identify an exact claim stating that the particular information is only for this particular product, then definitely that can be patented. And we have two different types in patent registration. One is product patent, and another one is process patent. The product patent normally helps you that no other product manufacturing unit is able to claim the design or the entire product as a whole, the functionality of a product as a whole. And the next one is process. Once you patent some process, the process will also ensure that there is no claim at all. And once you do certain number of processes, the same transaction flow cannot happen in the other competitor companies. That it is just like registering a flow or the cyclic activities that are being carried out to ensure the functionality of the system. So once you do patenting on these transition areas, the other persons cannot follow the same thing, and they will not be permitted to do the same set of tasks again and again. Or if they are using the same kind of services, or if they are in need of using the services, they have to pay some kind of monetary benefits to you all to use the patented products or process, whatever that they develop. Copyrights. So copyrights, it is a bundle of exclusive rights granted by law of creators. Okay, law to the creators. So whenever you are being given exclusive rights by law to the creators, so whenever the creators are being given with some set of exclusive rights to do certain number of tasks based on the product or process whatever that we develop, then it is being treated under copyrights. So normally we might have seen that a circle is being placed within C. So once that symbol is being made on some product, then it is or some kind of media shows, then it shows that that is being copyrighted, and we cannot infringe the design. Maybe some kind of pictures that is being represented on some edible products, you could see that this is being copyrighted. So the same kind of images cannot be used by the competitors to sell their product. So that is being treated as a copyright. A copyright is a kind of protection against unauthorized use of one's own work. So we cannot use others' work without any kind of authorization that we get from others. So if that is being made, then that is being treated as a copyright. Trademark. A trademark is a sign capable of distinguishing the goods and services of one enterprise from other. So once we are capable of distinguishing the goods and services, then we can use trademark. So once it is being set as a trademark, definitely you cannot claim that trademark design or trademark product for the product whatever that you or other persons develop. Okay, so we have to be very careful whenever we are competing with others that is being trademarked already. Trademark is registered for 10 years and can be perpetually renewed. Design registration. So this is one of the most important part that every startup company has to really focus on, because now the design plays a very vital role, because design actually attracts the customers. Once you need to improve your consumer base, once you feel that your consumer base is to be improved for a long run, then definitely you have to focus on the design registration. A design pattern covers the aesthetic look of a product. So it is just like doing a makeup for our own selves. So once we move for any kind of functions, we used to make up ourselves. So similarly, when we do some kind of design registration, and we feel that that particular design is opted for the others, then we have to actually register that particular product, and that particular registration cannot be infringed by the other persons who is trying to copy our own product. The look need not to have functional applications. It doesn't mean that all the design will look should have the functional application, even it might not be having some functional applications, but still you can do the design registration for the product, whatever that you develop. Geographical indications. This is actually getting more familiar in recent days. I could say that in India, Tamil Nadu has many such geographical indications. A geographical indication is a kind of tag used on commodities which have specific geographical origin. Okay, so which means that if some products, it might be some edible products, or it might be some cloth manufacturing using certain kind of yarns. So all these will have some geographical indications. Once you denote the geographical indication name itself, it will create a brand for the particular product, so that it will have some great fame across the consumer base, and the number of consumers will be more for such kind of products that you develop. And I would also like to take you through some kind of international organizations that are available for IPR. The Paris Convention for the Protection of Industrial Properties is one of the such organization which help you to protect the industrial properties, whatever that is being developed in that particular country. The Berne Convention of the Protection of Literary and Artistic Shows actually help you to give some kind of rights for the literary works, whatever that is being carried out. And the Universal Copyright Convention is another international forum which helps you to provide a copyright for a particular product, whatever that is being developed. And World Intellectual Property Organization is another forum found across the world which help you to store and record some kind of intellectual property information that is being given across the world. And the trade related aspects of intellectual property rights. This particular trade related aspects of intellectual property rights has a very important role, because whenever you do some kind of import and export from any country to any country, the trade related aspects of intellectual property rights will sorry, hello, trade related aspects of intellectual property rights will have a very important role whenever import and export activities are being carried out. They will come and check for the clearance of the particular product, and they will also check the design, the product that is being transmitted from one location to another location. Whenever you import some product, if any of the product that is being developed in our own nation has some kind of design patent, and the imported product from other countries has the same kind of design, then this trade related aspects of intellectual property rights will not give clearance to those kind of products, whatever that is being imported. Similarly, the same process will be followed whenever you export a product from our country to another country. So these are certain things that is to be taken into consideration, and they have some kind of checkpoint. These checkpoints will actually help us to know whether our product is being copyrighted, or whether some other products or some other designs that is being copyrighted is being used by our concerns. And this will have a great impact in terms of the money transfer. International Monetary Fund will be transferred only if we have clearance from such kind of international organizations, which give you a clearance that the IPR is not being infringed by any of these transactions that is being happening between different set of countries. So these factors are to be taken into consideration whenever we do import and export between various countries. Coming to the organization structures of intellectual property offices in India. In India, it is being managed by Ministry of Industry and Commerce, under which we have Office of Control of General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks. We have design wings, we have patent office, we have trademarks, we have geographical indications registry, and we have patent information service. So each and every such kind of intellectual property is being managed by such offices, and it is being located in various locations like Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and Nagpur regions. So each and every offices, wherever you come to India and you do a certain number of tasks, you have to register your intellectual property for the product, whatever that you develop, or when you are involved in some kind of manufacturing units, you have to register your product under such IP offices. Only then the product will have some clearance, and it will be able to get transported, to other countries. So success of business rely upon the protection of intellectual property. So whenever you do some kind of operations, you should ensure that it is being registered, the intellectual property of the product or the process that is being registered. This actually gives you a complete protection. So once once your intellectual property is being protected, definitely your success will have a your business will have a beautiful success in the long run. So this is the thing that we have to keep in mind. So once you create, once you apply one and post to that, immediately you should protect it before it is being delivered to the customers. Once you introduce something to the consumer base, it is open for all, it is public. So many people will start knowing what are the features of that particular product, and they will try to copy the same product, or they will try to give a duplicate of the product, and they will even sometimes put you in trouble by delivering their duplicate product in your own product name. So all these factors will come into existence. So these things will be protected with some kind of intellectual property rights that is being taken. So any startup company, any budding startup persons, they have to really focus on these factors, that they have to register for IPR for any kind of process of products. So once they do it, definitely their business will be towards the successful mode at all times. Okay. Business success and IPO. Any innovations rely upon creative design thinking. I have told you that the design thinking plays a very vital role in innovations. So it is a kind of thinking differently towards a problem, and giving your perceptions in a different way, and finding an opt solution which attracts the consumer base. There are several phases in design thinking, such as empathizing, defining, ideating, prototyping, and testing. The first and foremost thing is empathizing. So, what we actually empathize? What do we empathize? Empathize. So, once you want to empathize something, you should know what are the various problems are prevailing under that society, and you have to identify each and every problem. You have to put the problem, and you have to see the consequences faced by the consumers in that particular society. All these factors are being taken in the form of empathizing phase. And once you come up with the exact or extract of those factors, then you can define the exact problem to the discussion board, and they will define what kind of problem is that. Once the problem is being clearly defined, we can get ideas from various set of people under ideation phase, and they will give you n number of beautiful solutions in that ideate phase. And once you ideate certain things, you can go for prototyping. Under prototyping, they will be developing a model in a less cost, instead of investing more number of amount, or instead of pumping your money entirely into that product directly. You can just put some small meager amount for developing a prototype, and you could check do all kind of testing operations with the prototype. Once the prototype is successful and it is being accepted by customers, at least by a range of 50 to 50%, then you can start developing the product which will yield you beautiful or good results at a long run. Once the results is being given to the level of satisfactory before releasing it to the general market, it is mandated to go for IPR. So we have to definitely register our IPR for the product or the process, whatever that we have developed. So the product or innovations are protected from other competitors. The IPR actually helps you to go for any legal move. So once you develop certain things, it will permit you to go for any legal move in various countries. Even if somebody has infringed your copyright or trademark, or any kind of patented product, definitely you can file a case against them, even, regardless of the country they live in. The international law is being designed in such a way that they have to ensure that when the particular person has registered the IPR, under what forum, and why it is not being registered in the international forum, all these questions will be taken into consideration, and finally they will be giving a correct judgment of the factors based on the IPO registrations. So now the forum is open for all. If you have any queries, you can just put forth to me. I will be happy to you about the IPO factors. So these are all about the IPR thing that I feel that I have to share with the research circle, or any moderators if you have queries that is being posted by any of the audience in YouTube channel, just moderate it. I will be happy to answer. Madam, Preeti Madam. Yeah, if they have any queries, they can ask me.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Please continue, sir.
Yeah, I have completed, ma'am. I'm waiting for the discussion. If anybody is having some kind of queries, they can discuss with me. I will be happy to answer the queries. You can just check the YouTube link. If they have posted some kind of queries, you can just inform me. I'll be happy to answer them.
Okay. Thank you so much for the very nice session, sir. If anyone has any question, you can ask. I think no one have any questions, sir. Thank you so much, all the participants, for your active participation. Let me inform to all that this complete session will be available on our Research Circle YouTube channel. So, if you want to watch it again or want to share it to somebody, please do visit the search Research Circle YouTube channel. And thanks, thanks a lot. And
Okay,
last
thank
but
you.
not the least, thank you, Dr. Srijit, sir, for taking our time for the session. With our permission, if you would like to end today's session here, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, madam. It was really active participant of various webinars in Research Circle. I have already attended two webinars. I thought that I would have two questions related to IPR. I'll be veiling my deep by not thanking Shakshi ma'am, who has taken on herself in hosting this particular program. So thank you, madam. Thanks to Preeti ma'am as well for hosting this particular program. Thank you all for patience watching. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.